Okay, so last week we done resistors in parallel, and we said to calculate resistance in parallel, you need to say 1 over Rp is equals to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3, etc. And in a series circuit, if you add more resistors, the resistance increases. But in a parallel circuit, it's the opposite. If you add more resistors, the total resistance actually becomes lower. And then we said also in a parallel circuit, the current is divided, and if you add all of the currents, you will get the total current. And since it's divided, you can use this divider formula to work out the current in a specific light bulb or resistor. And then we said for the voltage, in a parallel circuit, if there's nothing else in series, then the voltage will be the same everywhere, which is also the total voltage or the voltage across the cell or battery. Right, so now that we know all of the theory for resistors in parallel, now we can move on to some examples. Right, so let's look at example this activity 3, practical activity 3 on page 141 of your textbook. Now I just want to show you how it is here. Right, so if you look at the circuit, first of all, we need to establish, is this a series circuit or a parallel circuit? And I told you to do that, you must ignore voltmeters. You must only look at light bulbs or resistors. If the light bulbs or resistors are branched, then it's parallel circuit. If they're not branched, then it's a series circuit. So if you're looking at this circuit, any one of them, the first picture, second picture, or third picture, here the light bulbs are in branches. There's the first branch, there's the second branch, so it means it's a parallel circuit. Now in the last picture they actually showed values, and I want to show you how the values change. Right, so can you see here you have this cell or battery, and across this you have the voltage or the voltmeter, and it's giving you a reading of 3 volts, which means that since it's across the cell or battery, this voltage of 3 volts is the total voltage for the entire circuit. Okay. Now, since it's a parallel circuit, we know that voltage is the same everywhere if there's nothing else in series. So since there's nothing else in series besides these two light bulbs which are in parallel, it means the voltage must be the same everywhere, which is the total voltage. So since the total voltage is 3 volts, it means V1 is going to have that same voltage, which is also 3 volts, and V2 is going to have the same voltage, which is also 3 volts. So can you see that in a parallel circuit, voltage is the same everywhere? Right, and now let's look at current. We said that in a parallel circuit, current is divided, and if you add all of the current, you will get the total current. Right, so let's look at this picture here. Now, emitters are connected in series, and the one in series is going to give you the total current. So can you see we have 3 emitters here? 1, 2, 3. This one is connected in series because there is no branch, but these ones are next to the parallel bulbs, which means this emitter I1 is giving you the reading for this light bulb, and this emitter is giving you the reading for this light bulb. But this one, because it's connected in series, it's not giving you, it's giving you the current for the entire circuit. So this one is giving you the total current. So this emitter is giving you a reading of 0.8 amps, which means 0.8 amps is the total current. Now this 0.8 amps, we need to divide it amongst these 2 light bulbs. Okay. Now if you look at these 2 light bulbs, can you see I1, which is for this emitter, is giving you 0.4 amps, and I2 is giving you 0.4 amps also, which means they took the 0.8 amps and they divided it by this emitter, and they divided it in this case equally. So both of them have 0.4 amps, but it doesn't mean that all will be divided equally. Okay, so just in this example, it is divided equally. And if we take the 0.4 amps and 0.4 amps and we add it, we will get 0.8 amps, which is the total voltage. Okay, so let's do another example and see how different things are in series and parallel. So we're looking at the example on page 143, example 10. Right, so they're saying here, calculate the total effective or equivalent resistance of the following circuits. Now, let's start with the first one. Can you see that this one, there is no branches, which means this is a series circuit. So to calculate resistors in a series circuit, you just add all of them. So the formula is Rs is equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3, etc. So we're just going to add all of these 3 resistors. So you're going to say 6 ohms plus 4 ohms plus 8 ohms, and that will give you a total resistance of 18 ohms in the series circuit. Right, now in number 2, can you see that we have branches here? We have a branch and we have a resistor on the first branch and a resistor on the second branch. So this is a parallel circuit. Now in your textbook, I think they made a mistake. They forgot to put 4 ohms on the top here. So if you have anything missing, just add the 4 ohms there. Right, so this is a parallel circuit. We need to work out it in parallel. Now there is many ways that you can work out resistance in a parallel circuit, but I want you to only use one way because that way works for every situation, so you don't have to get confused. And that is what this formula, 1 over Rp is equals to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2, etc. Okay, so what we're going to do is put the formula, and here we only have 2 resistors, so it's going to be 1 over Rp is equals to 1 over R1. In this case, it's the first resistor, which is 8, so it's going to be 1 divided by 8 plus 1 over R2, which is the second resistor, which is 4 ohms, so plus 1 over 4. Now, in this case, since the denominators are not the same, you can just use your calculator to calculate what it is, and that will give you 1 over Rp, which is 3 divided by 8. Now, the important thing of calculating resistance in parallel is to actually make sure that you use the formula correctly. So, when you actually calculating resistance in parallel, you need to be very careful what you're doing, because if you don't do this properly, you will get the wrong answer. Now, if you look at the formula, can you see resistance in parallel is equals to 1 over Rp, which is equals to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2, etc. Now, 1 over Rp is not resistance in parallel. 1 over Rp is 1 divided by the resistance in parallel. And we only want Rp, which is resistance in parallel. We don't want 1 over Rp. Okay, so we need to get rid of that 1 over Rp. Now, if you look here from the calculations, 1 over Rp is equals to 3 over 8. Now, we're not interested in 1. We're interested only in Rp. So we need to get rid of that 1. We need to make Rp become the numerator. So since you have 1 over Rp is equals to 3 over 8, and you want to put Rp at the top, then on both sides you can basically swap the numerator for the denominator. You can inverse it. So instead of 1 over Rp, you will have Rp over 1. You don't need to write the 1. And instead of 3 over 8, you will have 8 over 3. And then Rp is equals to 2.67 ohms. So you're taking this fraction and you're making it into a decimal. Right, now, did you see what happened here? We are not calculating 1 over Rp. We only want Rp. So whatever answer you have for 1 over Rp, you need to invert that answer. You need to turn it upside down, and that will give you Rp, and Rp is what we want. So when you're working out resistors in parallel, make sure you don't forget this step. This is very important because otherwise you're not going to get the right answer. Okay, and when you work out resistors in parallel, do not leave it in fraction form. Make it always in decimal form, and also don't forget the unit. Right, let's go on to number 3. Now number 3, you can see again there's branches with R1 and R2, so this is a parallel circuit. Now here we cannot use the formula for parallel circuit to work out resistance because we don't have R1, we don't have R2. So we can't put R1 and R2 in this formula. But let us see what we do have. Now we do have an emitter, and this emitter is in series. It's not on the branches, which means this emitter reading of 1.5 amps is the total current. And then we also have this battery, which is 6 volts, and we know the voltage of the battery or cell is the total voltage, which means 6 volts is the total voltage. Now, if we have total current and we have total voltage, we can calculate total resistance. And all we have to do is use the formula of resistance, which is R is equals to V over I. So remember we said before, if you want to work out total resistance, you have to use total current and total voltage. So here we have the total voltage, which is 6 volts. So you're going to say 6 divided by the total current, which is 1.5 volts. And that will give you 4 ohms, which means the total resistance of this circuit for R1 and R2 together is 4 ohms. Okay. Right. Let's move on to the last example, example 11. Right, it says here 3 resistors of 20 ohms, 30 ohms, and 60 ohms respectively are connected in parallel to a 24-volt battery without internal resistance. Right, just ignore that part of internal resistance for now. It says calculate, number 1, the equivalent resistance of the 3 resistors. Now we know equivalent resistance just means total resistance. Right, so let us look at this circuit first. Now you can see you have 3 branches, which means this is a parallel circuit. This 24 volts is for the battery, so it is the total voltage, and they gave us the resistance for each of the resistors. So if we want to calculate the total resistance in parallel, we need to use the formula 1 over Rp is equals to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3. And then afterwards, you just have to substitute. Right, so you're going to say 1 over R1, which is 20, plus 1 over R2, which is 1 over 30, plus 1 over R3, which is 1 over 60. And then you just use your calculator. You don't need to do all of this long stories by manually. Just use a calculator, and that will give you 6 over 60. Now, remember we said this is the formula to work out 1 over Rp, but we don't want 1 over Rp, we only want Rp. So we need to invert the answer that we have. We need to turn it upside down. So if you turn 1 over Rp upside down, you'll get Rp over 1, right? You don't need to show the 1. And that's equal to 6 over 60, so we have to invert that. So we're going to put the 60 at the top and the 6 at the bottom. So Rp is equals to 60 over 6, and this is equals to 10 ohms. Right, so do you see? All you have to do is use the formula. After you get the answer, take that answer and invert it. Do not forget to change 1 over Rp into Rp by inverting it. That is very important, and many people forget to do that and they lose marks. So always remember that last step, that you want Rp, not 1 over Rp. Right, number 2. Calculate the current that flows in the circuit. Now they're asking us for current, and what information do we have to work out current? We have the total voltage, and we worked out in question 1 the total resistance. So since they're asking us for current, they mean the total current. So we're using total voltage and total resistance, and the formula that you're always going to use almost like 90% of the time is going to be this formula, the resistance formula, and they're making current the subject of the formula. So I is equals to V over R. Then for voltage, you're going to substitute 24 volts. That's the total voltage. And for resistance, you're going to substitute Rp, which is 10 ohms. And that will give you 2.4 amps. And always remember, you have to put units in every answer. Right, number 3, the potential difference across the 30 ohm resistor. Now, if you're looking at this circuit, we said it's a parallel circuit, and there's nothing else in series. There's nothing else in the series part. So we said that voltage or potential difference in a parallel circuit is the same everywhere, and it's equal to the total voltage. So if the total voltage is 24 volts, it means the voltage of the 20 ohms, the 30 ohms, and the 60 ohm resistors are all 24 volts each. So the voltage for the 30 ohm resistor is just 24 volts. And you don't even need to calculate it, because we just know whatever this is going to be the same, this is the same, and this is the same. And each of them is going to be 24, 24, and 24 volts. Right, the last one. The current through the 60 ohm resistor. So they're asking us how much current is going through this resistor. Now we know current in a parallel circuit is divided, which means the current going through this 60 ohm resistor is not the total current. It's only some of that current. It's a fraction of that current. Now there's 2 ways you can work this out. You can either use the current divider formula, which is this formula here, or you can use the normal resistance formula, which is R is equals to V over I. So I'm going to show you both ways. So let's first start with the current resistor, with the current divider formula, which is I specific is equals to R parallel over R specific times I total. Right. Now R parallel, that is the total resistance of the circuit, which we worked out in question 1, is 10 ohms. So that you're going to put 10 ohms. And then R 60 ohms, or sometimes you will write Rx, that is specific resistance of what we're trying to find out. So since they're asking us for the 60 ohm resistor, 60 ohms is the specific resistor. So R is going to be 60 ohms, and you're going to multiply that by the total current, which we worked out in question 2 is 2.4 amps, and that will give you 0.4 amps. So can you see the total current is 2.4 amps, but in the 60 ohm resistor you only have 0.4 amps. That just shows that current is divided in a parallel circuit. Now the second way of doing this is by using I is equals to V over R. Now if you're using this formula, remember, if you're working out the total of something, you need to use the total of everything else. If you're working out something specific, then everything else must be specific. So since we're working out current of the specific resistor of the 60 ohm resistance, we need to use specific values, right? So it's going to be voltage divided by resistance, and the voltage going through the 60 ohm resistor is 24 volts, which in this case is the total voltage. So we're going to put 24 volts divided by R. Now R is the specific resistance. It is not the total resistance because they only want the current of the 60 ohm resistor. So we're not going to put total resistance, we're going to put the resistance of this specific resistor, which is 60 ohms, and that will give you 0.4 amps. Now you can choose whichever one you want to choose, you will get the same answer. You just need to make sure that you know, if you're working out the total of something, you need to use total everything else. If you're working out specific, you need to use specific values for everything else. And most of the time you will end up using the formula, the resistance formula, which is R is equals to V over I. So if you are stuck and you don't know what to do, just try to use this formula. It will answer almost all your questions.